The country's political parties now have just 1 week left before the first sitting of Parliament. But a government of national unity being what the ANC wants, parties have so much to discuss but so little time. And what happens if they can't come to an agreement at all? Newzroom Afrika's Andersen filed this report.
We have therefore agreed that we will invite political parties to form a government of national unity as the best option to move our country forward.
A government of national unity is what the ANC has decided on. But the ANC and other political parties now have just 7 days left to get it set up. That's because according to the South African Constitution, the first sitting of Parliament to elect the president must happen within 14 days after the election results are declared. While parties have been locked in discussions and negotiations over the last few days, the task of reaching an agreement on a government of national unity has been made more complicated by some parties refusing to work together. DA leader John Steenhuisen has said that the DA will only work with parties who want to protect and uphold the Constitution. That means no DA-MK working relationship, as the party led by Jacob Zuma has a long list of constitutional changes it wishes to make. On the other hand, this week the EFF's Floyd Shivambu poured cold water on the party being involved in a unified government, if the DA are involved.
We are not going to form part of any government with the Democratic Alliance. We're not going to sit alongside the Democratic Alliance and Freedom Front Plus in government as the economic freedom fighters. And we are not desperate for positions in government. We're not going to do everything in our power so that we're appointed into cabinet or we become speakers of parliament and all of those things. We're not going to sit alongside the land thieves. We're not going to sit alongside the people who got to benefit unlawfully for a very long time from colonialism and apartheid.
Even though the ANC and MK are talking, Zuma's party has previously been very clear that it would not work with the ANC if Cyril Ramaphosa is still in charge. So with a lot of animosity and not a lot of time to resolve issues, what happens if there is no agreement and political parties cannot find a way to work together and agree on the executive structure of the state? Well, the IEC would have to step in and the country would need to re-vote in a snap election. That's something that the IEC's Simon Mabolo says would take around 90 days to set up.
Well, we hope things don't get to that, but in the event they eventually materialize in that direction, then the Commission would have to be ready to fulfill its constitutional obligations. So it would mean effectively we have a snap election, and we are impelled by the Commission, by the Constitution, to prepare according where that situation to eventuate.
So while the clock continues to tick and South Africans watch on anxiously, political parties will need to show a level of maturity and compromise if they want to get an effective government of national unity in place for the next 5 years. Especially when you remember that it often takes other countries around the world weeks and months to set up a coalition or unity governments. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Andersen in Johannesburg.